Everybody, it is the Essence, and I hope you're having a great day. Today, I'm going to be doing another scouting breakdown, this time on Cameron Williams, who is a player in this 2026 high school class. He's going to be going to Duke next year, and I truly do think he could be Duke's next freshman star. Now, some people have him as the number one player in the 2027 NBA draft, and while I don't think that will happen, it definitely could happen. It's just not what I think he will turn out to be. I think he'll be a top pick in that draft, as it is a pretty weak draft. But overall, I do have some concerns with his game. But overall, he does flash immense potential as a kind of like stretch four that can play the three sometimes, maybe play the five, depending on the matchup. He is a very interesting player. So we're going to get right into his film and, do a quick breakdown on what Cameron Williams has to offer Duke next year, as Cameron Boozer will be gone. So will Pat Gungba most likely, and he'll probably take over those reins. In this first clip, you're about to see the vertical athleticism that he brings. He's going to go up and yam this lob right here just off the inbounds play. Just kind of showing how springy of an athlete he is. He can get off the floor very fast. This is going to be another clip of him doing the exact same thing, going up, yamming with one hand on that defender right there. And this is also a good play from him, just flashing to the middle, seeing this guy getting doubled on the baseline as he's driving, flashing to the middle, giving his guy an option, then yamming on the defense right there. And then we're going to get what he actually is the most known for, and that is his three-point shooting. Now, Cameron Williams has a very nice three-point stroke, I must say. For someone who is damn near 7 foot, he can really shoot that thing. He's got a quick release. He has really nice touch. You'll see throughout this video. He is a very capable shooter, and I really do buy him as a shooter. Like, I really do think that that's where most of his impact is going to be found, is just catch and shoot threes, pull up middies, stuff like that. A little bit of post work. We'll get into that later in the video as well. But as you can see, fast jumper. He can get it off in a moment's notice right there. Defender in his face. Does not matter. It's very clean, high arc. Great touch. Like, this guy is a very beyond his years shooter for the body type and kind of player that he is. And I know we see a lot of players with this similar, build of being this like stretch four, kind of stretch five, wing slash big man. They're tall, but they can't do a lot of the big man stuff, but they can shoot. I know we see that a lot now, and those players aren't always the best, but Cameron Williams, I really do believe in him as a shooter. Everything that I've watched from him, he has every indicator that you look for in a great shooter, and at like 6'10" as well. So I do think that this is like going to be his most translatable skill. Like, when he gets to Duke, doing stuff like this, pulling up people in his face, it does not matter. He can shoot that thing so fast. Great touch, great form. He can get his jumper off, which a lot of these taller prospects that are known for shooting usually have issues with that. Their jumper takes a little bit longer. They got longer arms. It makes sense that it's harder to get a jumper off when you're, taller like that, with your speed of your release and such things like that. But Cameron Williams doesn't really have that issue. He can pull up, hit shots with defenders in his face, get that jumper off fast. He's got a quick release. So I think jump shooting, absolutely going to be Cameron Williams' probably best skill once he gets to Duke, along with his shot blocking, which we'll get to soon. But he is truly mostly an off-the-ball, off-the-catch type of shooter. He really does offer a lot of space. I'm pretty sure in all of these clips I'm showing you when he was playing for the Compton Magic that he was their center, and he really provided so much space for their offense because he's not a guy that you can give any room to. He will set his feet and cash out immediately, as I've shown you through these clips. He is a sniper, absolutely a sniper. But we're going to get into some of the things that kind of hold Cameron back from being that number one pick type of guy. I've shown you the length that he has and the ability to shoot and the athleticism, and those things are all very, very like high level skills that he offers. But ball handling and overall just like you're about to see, look how awkward he looks right here in this clip. And I know it ends in a bucket. Like, this is some nice, like, off the dribble creation right here. Gets kind of into a post up, like, mid drive, backs his opponent down, nice little shield off, gets to the, finish with the right hand right there. But as you can see, the handle is loose. Like right here when he's trying to drive by this defender, not able to get very low at all. He's got very high hips. Very, very high hips. He's not super flexible either. Like, I would say that this dude is extremely stiff as a driver. So that's like kind of what I feel is really going to hold him back from being like, like maybe a top 3, maybe top 1 draft pick, is just his inability to really drive or get by guys at all because of just how stiff he is and how loose his handle can be. His handle can be awful at times. He'll lose the ball a shitload, and that is just not a great sign, and not really a sign of a guy that will, be able to create shots on his own. And I think that's what will hold him back from being, that top guy. Even though he can get in the post right here, get to the middle, put it up on the rim, his soft touch, nice jumper is always going to allow him to get buckets like that. But as he moves up with the competition, taller players, smarter players, more athletic players, it's going to be very difficult for him to create shots for himself if this ball handling issues and flexibility issues and stiffness issues continue to be something that he deals with. Which, here's a clip of him getting a steal and getting out on the break, yamming right there. Like, he does pick up like good speed right here, I must say, showing off the athleticism. Like, he's outrunning these people down the floor, shows off the vert. This dude can really jump here, blocks this shot, gets out on the fast break, and, that's a nice lay, nice body control right there, avoiding that defender, laying it up and in. He's got really nice touch around the basket, I must say, with both hands as well. Another great sign about him, and he shows off the speed right there, but with the ball, it is very much something he struggles with. He's not a guy that can really blow by anyone at all. This is awesome right here. Just some more rim protection, blocks that shot when that guy tries to go up right there. He really is a great shot blocker, gets the ball, and again, we're going to see him take it coast to coast right here. The handle is loose, but he gets to the basket. That's a tough layup right there, off balance, through traffic, has to just put it up, and because his touch is so soft, it ends up going in. But you can see even in that last clip just how kind of awkward he looks bringing this ball up the court. He damn near looks like he's just running normally. He doesn't look like he has a ball in his hands. Like, he doesn't get low at all, and that is very much a concern for me. Like, this next clip is, I put this clip in the clips just to show him getting some bend right here. He'll spin baseline, and then this is nice bend. This is nice pad level, nice flexibility to bend around this defender, get to the layup right there on the other side of the rim. Like, this is probably the lowest I've seen him get, and it's not even very low at all. Like, here's more dribble shot creation, gets to the and one with the left hand. Like, that is a really nice clip, and I do like him, being aggressive, tween, get downhill, bump this defender, go up strong, and one right there. But it's just more proof of his just stiff ball handling, stiff shot creation. This is more of him. Have you noticed that none of his drives, he never, fully blows by guys? Like, he has to, like, get into a post up. That is a really tough midi though, like, I must say. Back him down, a little one-legged. That's such high arc, nice touch, quick jumper. Like, he is like such an elite shooter for his height, but I do have those concerns, as I've said. This is going to be more like defensive focus. This last part, this is from him playing in high school and not 3SSB. And I had a problem with this clip, and this is something I noticed he does a lot. This guy is driving at him, and I think this comes from him being like super tall, like most of his basketball career. But he will tend to, instead of sliding in front of his defender, he will let them get by him and then track them to the rim, which can be smart. Like, you come from behind and get a block, and he does that a lot. And I think because of the competition that he's played throughout his, time hooping. Like, that has always worked for him, is like, oh, I can just let people blow by me because I can just block them at the rim. But at the next level, that is just not going to be plausible, because this is happening to him from a random high schooler who probably won't play D1. He's blowing by him. He completely gets turned around, and it's all because he just doesn't slide in front. If you just slide in front and take away this space, this drive never happens, and he has the length and the core strength to do it. He's actually pretty strong, but he just tends to do this. Like, I've seen him do this multiple times, just like kind of slide out of the way of his matchup defensively and kind of let them get to the rim. And it's like, you can't do that. Like, that will get you killed at the next level. But then we get to clips like this where he stays in front, nice defensive footwork, doesn't fall for any fakes right there, blocks this shot with his length. Coming over from the weak side, blocking shots is something that he is really great at. He's coming from all the way from the corner right here, blocks that shot. This is a crazy play, this is definitely a goaltend, this next play, but backdoor cut, he is all the way at the free throw line and gets over, blocks that shot, even though, like, this is, like, most likely a goaltend. But I'm going to give him credit for the recovery abilities, because, again, like, here's another example of this. Like, he is all the way up around, like, the free throw line when this guy is beginning his drive, and he gets all the way over and packs that shit. Like, he is an elite shot blocker, like, absolutely elite shot blocker. Off-ball roaming defender. The on-ball defense can be questionable at times, but I do think Cameron Williams has a great baseline of skills to really be a truly special player in the NBA one day. I don't think he'll be the number 1 overall pick, but I do think that, by the way, I'm getting this number 1 overall pick stuff from NBADraftRoom.com. They currently have him as the number 1 pick from the 2027 NBA draft class. I don't truly believe that, but I do think that this guy really does have great high upside. His jumper, his touch, basically just how skilled he is. Even though he's an awkward ball handler, he's not awful. Like, he offers a lot on the defensive end as well. And with being a great shooter, he's a pretty high feel, I do think that this guy can be Duke's next freshman star. Like, I really do think Cameron Williams is going to go to Duke next year and really have a great season. Really, be the reason that they win games, most definitely, especially once he, gets in the weight room and then, gets around some better competition and develops. Like, even with all the stuff I've said, we're not at the end of Cameron Williams' development at all. Like, he can totally change as a player, but this is what he is right now, and I think he's a very, very interesting player. I think he's one of the most interesting players in the 2027 class, even though there's a couple other guys that are kind of like him, like Darius Ratliff, and he's kind of similar. Like, they remind me of each other, but I really do like Cameron Williams. I think he could be Duke's next freshman star. If you guys watched him at all, let me know what you guys think about Cameron Williams, what your projection of him is. Maybe you think he's the number 1 pick. Maybe you think he won't get drafted. Let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More videos coming soon, and yeah, this is The Essence signing out.